Hi everyone, my name is Busola.
My name is Tammy.
I'm Solstice Fayams.
My name is Kola.
And this is Sweet Lamba Podcast. So how was everyone's week?
I'm doing well. Just thriving, like Kola would say.
It's been long. I'm tired. I'm tired.
I feel that.
My week was okay. I'm surviving.
Oh,
The word
sorry,
is
surviving,
surviving,
not
not
thriving.
thriving. Yeah,
Surviving.
please,
Yeah,
please get it right next time.
it's good to see
Oh,
everyone.
sorry.
Good to see your lovely faces.
Sorry.
Good to see everyone. We're gonna start off today with our small chops, as we always do. So first, let me kick off with some ads for our sponsors. So thank you so much to insert sponsor name here for supporting us throughout the
Bro, what
time
the
of this
fuck is your
podcast.
problem?
What are you talking about, guys?
Go to their website www.sponsorname/Sweet Lamba. That's the best way to get your discounts. Now we're going to the small chops for today.
I hate this nigga so much.
What do we think about Zlata's comments on embezzlement?
And Bezel.
just,
Embezzle.
just for
Embezzle.
context, Zlatan did an interview with I think BBC where he was asked what would he do if he was in government,
Mm.
Hey,
and
wait,
he
why the
said,
fuck is the BBC talking to him?
I think it's BBC Pigeon.
Oh, okay. I was about to
Yeah.
say.
Context.
I was
B-
about to
Oh,
say.
well, it's Zlatan.
I was
I think
about
it's
to say, what that nigga got to
BBC
do with
Pigeon.
It is Zlatan
BBC?
going one bit.
But
Alright, go on, Connor.
he did an interview with BBC Pigeon, and they asked him like what has he been doing all his life, and he said he's been a bricklayer, he's worked in the cold room, like he's done a bunch of jobs.
So
And then they
far.
asked him, what will you do if you're in government? And he said, he must steal because because that's what they're doing now in government anyway. Like in his words, I'll do the country, but I will steal.
Bruh.
So what
But
are your thoughts on that? On like
I mean,
people
at
always
least he was
complaining about
honest.
politicians, and at
At
the
least
end
he
of the
was.
day, if they were in that position, they will still embezzle.
I mean, something I've always said is that if my friends enter government as per this generation, they're going there to steal as well. So I'm not shocked that
Embezzle.
at least he's saying it with his chest. I don't see any of my like some of my friends, if they put them in a government position, if they put them in a government position, um,
They'll take their piece of the pie.
yeah, they'll take their piece of the pie.
I mean, I feel like for it to have gotten to this point where people are fine with publicly saying they will steal, then we're in
Yeah.
trouble. Like we're
It
clearly in
tells you
trouble.
about the mindset of the country, unfortunately. I mean, but again, I don't blame Nigerians. We look at our leaders and nothing they're doing is okay. Let's just say that from top to bottom, nothing is okay. And so, I mean, if that's how the leaders behave, how do you expect the constituents to behave? Everyone has to look out for themselves. Survival of the fittest,
Wow.
unfortunately.
I mean, I feel like there's that side, but at the same time, we can't be the ones condemning them and then we're
Saying that we'll
also
do the
saying
same
what
thing.
Also
they're doing.
true.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we should say we can't blame the people. We can't blame the
Someone,
people if we
wait,
can't blame the people if they go to steal palliatives because like it's
can
government.
we leave that word in 2020?
Palliative.
Can we leave
Wait,
that word in 2020?
Palliative.
The funny,
Palliative.
I was actually like genuine question. I don't want to take us
Hmm.
off topic, but did anybody hear that word used before this year?
prior
No,
to
Not in that
I've
context. I'm
never heard
so
that word
sorry.
before this
never. I
year.
don't think I've ever heard that word
but
in my
Are you
life.
guys familiar with the new dance from
Politic
Zlatan? It's
dance.
up since we're talking about Zlatan. Have you seen the new dance?
Oh,
It was
yeah,
funny.
problem. I saw that.
But
Man.
I feel like
Our problems in that country are many.
it's fine to say we don't blame the people when they steal palliatives that we're supposed to go to them.
Yeah.
Like that is a result of the government's actions. But for someone to ask you a question, what would you do if you're in that position, and for you to come and say you do exactly what they're doing that you're condemning, then you're clearly
Yeah.
tapped. I don't.
Yeah, clearly taps. But I also think
I
I
hear
saw a
that.
tweet that someone said that the average Nigerian is just very greedy and something. I can't remember exactly the wording, but maybe that's why we've been cursed with the worst generation of leaders ever that just basically show all those values in their actions. And I think it's important because a lot of Nigerians are the same way. Like that's what Zlatan just showed. Like the average Nigerian would probably have that answer. The average Nigerian, and we'll talk about this later. We'll talk about everybody trying to get rich quick. And I think this ties in. But the average Nigerian is just trying to make it themselves, and they don't care who they have to step on to get there or what they have to destroy to get there.
But let's ask a bigger question. Why is that? Like, do we think Nigerians are just born that way, or do we think they are a product of the environment that they were born into? I mean, when you have a government, like governments are meant to take like a paternalistic, approach towards their citizens. Unfortunately,
Nothing
they
like
don't
that.
have that.
I don't know how I feel about that, but keep going.
To some extent, right? I mean, we see a lot of governments that do it and get it wrong. We also see a lot of governments that do it and get it right, right? So the government is meant to care for its people, in short, and that just doesn't happen in Nigeria. And
I
so
think it's
people
not
are
a thing
caring
about
for
people
themselves.
being born
Everybody
that way.
is their own individual government in Nigeria. You pay for your own light, you pay for your own water, you pay for the street in front of your house to get fixed. You have to, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in essence, everyone is operating their own government.
And they still tax you again on top.
Exactly.
That's for them to
and you
go
never see the effect of your taxes.
That's for them to buy private jets. That's for them to do whatever.
Yeah.
So if you, and I think that's a very interesting thing you've said actually, Busola, because when you think about it as your own government, then you do what's best for your government.
You do what's best for your government. Your government is yourself and the people who live directly under you. That's it. So people don't have that sense of community that is synonymous with Africa because unfortunately the government doesn't create an environment that's conducive to have that mindset.
You said something here. You said something.
Yeah, I'm tired of you.
Say something. Word.
Yeah, we're out here spitting games. And in line with that, like saying that all kind of Nigerians have that kind of greed in them. I saw, so just to paint a picture for context, there was a lot of talk on Twitter about basically we're calling repackaging products, but essentially someone was really upset that someone bought their small chops from them, didn't tell them, repackaged it as their own, and was selling it. So we saw what everybody thought about Twitter. I was on Twitter. There was some divided opinions. But
can't lie, there's one solution for that, babe.
Yeah,
there's one solution for that, babe. Cane, I'm telling you.
Maybe you cane me too, Sha, because I have I think a view that you might not share.
Now
because
I don't mind caning you.
simply because I don't think it is a. So morally, the fact that the person didn't tell them is my only issue.
Yeah.
In the actual practicality of it, I think it's probably even better because one, you as a small chops person, you're not really going to stand out based on like branding, marketing. So you're spending a ton of money on that, and you're not going to reap that much return. Two, small chops is not like there's no.
It's not intellectual property,
and it's not something that's technical. If we can say that. So value added resellers is kind of the way to go in that kind of area or industry, because then you don't really need to have that relationship with customers if you have a good throughput of people that always come to you. Whatever they do with it after, it doesn't matter, as long as your customers are always coming to you. You have that good throughput, you have that good volume, you never need to spend on branding, and you're just making you're basically shave down costs to the bare minimum.
You're a wholesaler.
And exactly. And you've shaved down costs to the bare minimum and you still have good customers. I think that shouldn't be a problem if you have the relationship with those resellers. But I guess if the person is going on their own and they're trying to just take it and make.
But let's talk about it. In this instance, the girl who was repackaging the food purposefully did not tell the girl she was buying it from because she knew it was unethical. She knew there's nuance to this certain conversation. I feel like if there was an agreement between them, absolutely, I'm buying from you, you're a wholesale, small chops producer, I'm going to buy from you and people can rebrand. But then again, if we're looking at just like food health safety, does that mean that anyone can buy something and say it's this? And then, it could be made anywhere. It could have been made in the gutter. And you you slap your label on it and people buy it from you wherever. Like, there's no, that kind of arrangement requires regulation, which this didn't have. It was literally just her buying it from someone else and then labeling it as hers and maybe marking up the price, which again, like I said, it's unethical. And again, if she decides to change her supplier, that girl is screwed because everybody associates those small chops with that label.
Yeah.
If she decides to change wherever she gets it from, she no longer has a market. Whereas if people were buying it with her label on it, no matter where that person goes, they remember, that mosa that I had from that lady. I need to find her Instagram.
Yeah.
That girl was stealing. And like I said, she needs cane.
I think she only needs cane for not figuring out an arrangement that works. Because I think in terms of actually doing it, it can be beneficial to both of them. Maybe
I feel like if they had a discussion,
knows a lot of people and she's like very plugged into a lot of customers. She can that would also mean that she needs to buy from you more. If she has more customers, she's coming back to the supplier more. So it's a mutually beneficial relationship if discussed.
Yeah.
But I guess the fact that it wasn't discussed makes it unethical.
Yeah.
Colin and Timmy.
I'm not trying to be devil's advocate here, but what's the downside to the person in this case would have been the wholesaler? Like, what's the downside for them? The fact that someone's packaging their stuff.
That's what I was saying. That the only thing is just morally they didn't tell you, because there's no downside if it's not as if you're sort of cannibalizing your customer base already, because you don't have those customers and it's not taking from you. They're potentially even buying more from you to serve more customers.
But if those customers are taking from you, the money is going to come back to you because the person that's selling to them is buying from you.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So it's just, I think, a moral thing of
and perhaps brand equity. She's not really getting that exposure, it's true. She's not getting that exposure. She's not getting that exposure. For example, if they want to, again, we don't know what circumstances the reseller was selling it in or whatever.
Yeah.
But, a lot of the time as well, when people associate your brand with something really good, and like you said, again, it's trickling down back to her in some way. But then again, that woman is also making a profit. For her to be doing it, she's making some sort of profit. She's and then again, she's probably thinking, maybe my product is more, it's worth more that I've been selling it for, I don't know.
I agree.
It's dodgy. The person who was reselling didn't tell her for a reason. She knew what she was doing.
For that,
and somebody needs to get her ass.
We need Egba for that. Maybe we'll have
about 50 knocks.
A new segment that's who needs cane this week.
Who needs cane this week? That's something I can get behind, because I believe a lot of problems would be solved if we just started caning people more. I'm telling you, we need to go back to basics.
I don't promote violence, but we need to go back to basics.
I'm fucking screaming.
Let's not overcomplicate things.
I'm telling you.
So back to kind of now switching gears a little bit to music related stuff. Davido's Jawa video came out, as usual, 2 million views, faster than anyone else in the history of Nigerian industry. What did we think about that video though?
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Jeez.
I don't know what that video upset me. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what does this have to do with the fucking song?
Yeah, I have to be sincere. I mean, I was a bit confused. I got the Mr. and Mrs. Smith vibe. So, I mean, they did something right. I was able to correctly identify what they were going for. However, I thought Joe was a love song. And then at the beginning, I was just seeing Ibon everywhere. Like,
you didn't know this was taking 3.
Literally. I was like, okay.
They said, I saw on Twitter, they said I was picking blinders.
I mean, I feel like this is something we've seen before. I feel like this time it was just clearer. Like, Nigerian artists have been doing
it's a running theme.
They don't, like, every music video is pretty much the same thing. The lights,
and
strobe lights, LED lights.
Yes, and
I'm actually pleasantly surprised
that there was no LED light.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like, I was just expecting the usual, shaky bum bum, lights, booty shots, but some production went into it, albeit misdirected production. but it was
Misdirected
production.
production guy, don't kill me.
I think
A for effort.
the idea for that video was done last year, I think. And they just got the song this year and just gum together.
One
Don't
can
kill
gum
me, I
it.
beg.
They gummed it.
Don't kill me, I beg.
That's their work. I think
I
he
mean, at
missed out
least
because that song, people love that song. I think he missed out on a really
I
cool
really like that
video that
song.
people could have been like,
Yeah.
oh, like if you see, have you seen the Him and I video by Jay-Z? And there's no anything like caping for Jay-Z. But that video, when I
it is
watched
though.
it, I was like, God, don't be sick. When I watched it, I was like, guy, I love love. Like I watched that video just to see them doing their chemistry things and like so, like you understand, like they just you want someone to be like, oh, that's cute and like love the video when it's gone do the target video. Like,
I mean, he got
Oh
his
my
2 million
God.
views, so I feel like his
Yeah.
purpose was
He's gone clear.
he's satisfied.
He
but you
has
don't
a
always get
loyal
his 2
fan
million
base.
views. You need at the stage that the video them Whiskey are at, you need videos that are like shaping conversation
I mean,
that
you
are
just
groundbreaking.
Guy,
This video is going to come and go.
Nigeria?
you
What's
just
doing
you,
guys in Nigeria is selling concert tickets in December, big. Forget all this video. They don't care. They need to sell concert
I'm a
tickets.
debe. Don't
Facts.
worry. I'm a debe. What did you guys think about the Headies nominations? Any ones that particularly
Um,
stood out? We have the whole list here and different stuff, but what stood out?
I personally think they got next rated right, except they
You know how I
didn't.
feel about that.
Yeah, but except they didn't nominate Buju. I
They didn't
think
nominate
Oh, they
Fair
Babuji.
enough.
They should have
I think
nominated
Yeah.
Babuji over Buju, and that's where I stand.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's a topic for another day. But I think like the nominations were Oxlade, Omale,
Yeah,
um,
Oxlade also isn't new.
Bella Shmurda. Yeah, but Oxlade, I think that's the right category for Oxlade. Like he's
Mm.
next rated with the guys he's with. Like Omale is there as well. Um,
Fairs.
Bella Shmurda is there, who should win this.
But it won't
That's,
because we have the plants of all ages in that category.
I mean, who is the plant of all ages?
I prefer not to speak.
Okay.
Angela wants to say Omaleo. He doesn't want to talk. Angela wants to say Omaleo. He wants to say Omaleo. He doesn't want to talk. That's what he
Let's say
wants
they
to
do highest selling with their first EP. We have heard
I
of you before. How, sir? How?
I mean, honestly, I think I like
Is it
completely
Thames in
contrary
that
to
category?
yeah, Thames in that category as well, which
Well
was
deserved.
deserved.
Well deserved. Extremely
Another one
talented.
of the seeds.
Very talented. She did a song with
I'm not saying these
Davido
people are not
and
talented. Let
Khalid.
me know. I'm not saying
Huh?
they're not talented. I'm not saying they're not talented. Let's just get that
Yeah.
straight. But
Yeah.
something fishy going down.
No, those people should be there. I don't
No,
agree
those
with you.
guys should be there. Angela is just so.
No, they should be there, but how did they get to where they are today is my question.
And
Wait, chill. Thames has actually been doing P's. Like, I don't get one
Over
thing.
time,
When
Thames put out one song and she was most talked about, even before her song gone. We all know, like, this is not agenda, but
guys,
bro, you
guys-
can't
Thames
keep
does
saying
not
this
have
is
one
not agenda
song.
because no,
This
when
is
she
not
dropped
one
Try
song.
Me,
don't tell me that.
Try Me
Come
was
on.
just the biggest one out of the Mr.
Don't give me that
Rebel, all of
stuff.
those things that she played. Like, what are you saying? She got Try Me, and then she dropped her EP, and her EP was actually mad. Damages is the song of the fucking year. Like, y'all
mean,
know.
She has an
When did
amazing
Damages
Y'all
come
know
out?
gonna
song
come
When
with
did
for
Damages come
Davido
out?
and
When did Damages
Khalid.
come out? When did Damages come out?
this year.
How long has Thames been such a massive artist? For the longest time, people
It's
did not
last
even.
year now. Try Me came out
I would
last
say
year.
since the
And the
end
only
of
reason why
last
Try Me
year.
grew like that is because of the video. Like, the video was really good. That's why Try Me did what it did, because of the video. And like, you're saying it like that's the first song she ever dropped. She also had that Mr. Rebel and all those other songs, and people generally like those songs. You just be Angela. You're
And I
only
have to say,
I
the song she
prefer.
has with
Angela
Khalid
is
and
fucking
Davido,
saucy
it
about
slaps.
everything.
I-
Angela, do you want us to find
I
in
played
the
that song in
way
the
for them to
shower.
make Juicy Flats?
If
need
you
to
can
find out
find
to
it for
make
me,
Angela.
I would love to know because
make
Fuck
Angela.
I'm
that.
going to actually stand on that. Thames and Omale, their industry plans, and I'm not going to say anything more about that.
okay, and that's a fair point, but I believe they
It's not fair.
deserved that. No, like everyone's point is fair, but I believe they deserve the
Angela's point
nominations.
is not fair.
They deserve the nominations, and then it's the second category that's kind of related to that is Rookie of the Year, and
Who are the
I don't
nominees?
Jamo Piper,
Cheers.
Bad Boy Teams,
Cheers.
Alpha P, Olakira. Olakira is the person that sang Maserati,
Maserati.
and then Zinoliski.
Zinoliski Makbariwo.
So, and just to give you guys kind of context, there's one person in this category that signed to Malian music, there's one person that signed to Zlatan's label, Zanku Records, and like people had mixed emotions about those two people starting up their own labels and setting and signing artists when they were just kind of getting into the groove of Nigerian music industry. So what's your
Nigerian
take on this
artists,
category?
Nigerian
I feel like
artists
Nigerian
are
artists do
so
the
early,
most. Like,
man.
yeah, I feel like not. I mean, I get the whole, I get the essence.
Ownership.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like it's not land. You really don't need to have your own label. It's okay to
Artists no be
just be an
land.
artist.
Normally of yesterday, guy don't the open label. Like, bro, you had one good year. Like, what are we doing?
Literally.
I mean, like it seems like it's working out, so there's no really you can't really knock them for that.
But like, I think
Because
that's just systematic because of just the industry. Like, anyone gets a sliver of success. Next thing is to open label. YC, I think, says opening label. Like every single once you just get small success, next thing is opening label. Barry J will soon open label.
I mean, but I don't even think the problem is not opening label, because if you're independent, you want to have your own, is it called imprint or what?
Yeah.
Like you want to have release under
Yeah, it's
yourself.
not opening label, signing
The
artists.
problem is
That's what I
signing
mean.
artists,
Yeah,
yes.
signing
But I
artists.
feel like people don't even like, you guys are saying this, but then people don't do that as much. Like LAX, at least not to the best of my knowledge. LAX left Starboy. He opened, what's it called,
Yeah.
Ozaki Music. I've not heard of any artist that signed to LAX.
Me
Same
neither.
same thing with same thing with Lil Kesh. He opened Yagi record label. I don't think he signed any artists, so I don't
Not
think
even
it's a
heard of the
situation.
label.
I don't even think it's a
Sorry.
situation of everyone just opening labels and signing artists. I feel like these artists, first of all, they're opening the label to release under themselves, and then moving forward, if it happens, like, and there are a few cases where people end up just signing artists, like 5 artists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
Or
you're wrong
perhaps
when you said that Buju should be in the next year. I think he should be in Rookie of the Year, to be honest, because that's not that crazy to say. Like, that's the scale of
I feel
people
like
in that.
Buju was in
The scale of
rookie
people
of the
in
year last year though.
okay, unless he was, because the scale of people in that Rookie of the Year, Bad Boy Tim's has 2 monster smash
Bad
hit
Boy
records that
Tim's
are
in
bigger
let's
than
talk
the
about
all
the
Buju's
loading
Yes, but
song
at the
records.
that
same time,
might actually make me go back to Nigeria this Christmas.
Oh, well, din, 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 loading.
okay, so rookie of the year, and this is just to your point of Barry J versus Buju. Rookie of the year last year, Buju was there, Barry J was there, and Barry J did win it, which I don't
Hey,
believe in. Which
they
is,
call him Barry J.
yeah, but then he's not done anything since then, and that's why he's not in next rated. So,
Muja is a crazy jam. He has done things.
all right. Other nominations. How do you guys feel about other nominations?
I don't know.
Song of the Year, we have Femme, Davido. We have Nobody by DJ Neptune. We have Joro by
Great
Wizkid.
song.
We have Mafo by
Um,
Naira Marley and Duduke by
yeah.
Simi. I think
Why is
Simi
Mappo there?
is also another
Yeah,
one
I feel
that
like there needs to be a general restructuring of the headies. The
Man, that's
nominating
really
period makes
Raz.
no sense. Okay, so African Giant is nominated for Album of the Year, but none of the singles on the album are like nominated for anything.
Maybe because they're trash.
but the whole album is now good.
That is a wicked agenda, and
I mean,
see what I'm
no,
talking about Kane. You see what I'm talking about Kane?
Yeah,
wait,
guy,
wait, wait,
don't
wait, wait.
play with this
See
babe and Burna Boy. You should always
Bro,
say
it's
Burna Boy giving us quality as well as quantity.
bro,
That's
but you
number
know
one argument.
what song on that album will qualify for Song of the Year? Do you want to say anybody or color?
Anybody, which is the best song that has ever been created, period.
Hold
If we're doing songs from last year, Killing Them,
You
since they're
keep
just
it
nominating
secret
Killing Them is 20,
for a
2018.
long time.
Spiritual.
Don't be saying songs you like. Like, did you hear the songs that I
Yeah.
mentioned? Besides Duduke by Duduke by Simi actually did crazy numbers, even though
Yeah,
I've
it
not
did.
really heard it. But the songs I mentioned did stupid
think-
numbers, except Joro by Wizkid. That's just
Simi
them.
really tapped into the whole having a challenge associated with your song thing, because there was like a challenge
There's a
going
lot of
around.
pain
Even
on
I saw that.
pain. There's a lot of pain going on there.
You know what?
I don't think any song on African Giants would like was big enough. Maybe anybody like it was big.
And
but I
maybe
don't
on the
think-
low. The low was massive.
But on the low, would it qualify for the period? Because
Yeah,
regardless
I
of
know,
whether it was
yeah,
an album
okay,
or not,
yeah.
on the
When
low
the
was
single
released
drops,
as a single.
yeah.
But I don't think it would qualify.
Yeah.
That's a
Okay.
fair
Fair
point.
enough.
That's a fair
So
point.
Yeah.
And I think So
Yeah.
I don't know how Simi is the most
Okay, yeah, I
nominated
think
woman
okay,
when
that makes
Simi,
sense.
like, I don't know how Simi does it. Simi is like actually in terms of return on music, probably has the highest return in the
Success rate.
industry
Yeah.
because she does not put out music really, but her numbers are nuts and her
Yeah.
followers and fans seem to be increasing somehow. And she's getting 6 nominations based off of like 2 songs. Like it's just Know You with Poe and Duduke. And she's like,
It's that voice. She's very talented.
I mean, I love
She's
Simi. Her
very
voice is, I
talented.
think, the best out of the country. I love Simi.
Yeah.
I think we're doing some godfatherism if someone is really not dropping music and cleaning out their awards like that.
Mm.
I mean, but it's not like they're just giving her those nominations. The songs did well, so like she's supposed to be nominated for those songs.
That's fair.
So
In that one, if we didn't have NSAS, I'd have said nobody, but that NSAS might have pushed Femme over the line for the song that people
Yeah.
Yeah.
do you know how quick turnaround that is? Because he
Yeah.
literally dropped Femme when he's
Like
nominated
right
for,
at the end of the period.
yes,
Yeah.
and he's nominated for this, and like he's actually a top contender. That's crazy. But nobody besides that, yeah, I think nobody is probably the best. And then artist of the year, we have the usual Burna Boy, Davido, Wizkid, and then
You
But I
usual.
think it's
What's
valid
on the
this year because
menu?
they all drop projects. I think
albums.
it's valid
Yes,
this
but
year.
then not all their albums made it into the period. If we look
That's
at the
that's
year,
true. If you're looking at the period,
if we
yeah.
look at the period, I mean, I think Davido dropped a good time in that period, but I don't know how. I don't know if
Yeah, A
people.
Good Time is his only nominated one. Yeah.
Yes, I don't know if
Okay.
that album is good enough for him to be in the artist of the year
But that's
category.
why I said again about godfatherism, like Whiskey Davido them being in the Burna Boy being in the top artist, like that is just. I
It's
think
a
they
given.
first print those three and they're like, okay, who are the other two
Who else
people
can
we
we
can
put here?
just chuck in? But I think Mayokun should win. Mayokun has given us
Mayor had a great year.
back to back to back to back.
I get gay.
Tiwa Savage also had a good album, which I think would qualify in the period.
Yeah,
So, but
gay.
also I feel like
This beat no beat.
if
I get gay.
they're going to nominate any female artist for best artist of the year, they'll nominate Tiwa Savage. And like that's what they do in the UK. Like they
That's
give
also godfatherism.
at GRM Daily, I think it's called Rated Awards. They gave Steph London best female artist, even though she dropped maybe one song that didn't even do numbers like that. So I feel
Ah,
like it's
that
the same
song is doing
situation with.
numbers on TikTok. Oh.
I mean, that's a more recent song that she just dropped.
Oh.
I'm
I think
saying
he's
it was
only
a
doing
couple
numbers
months
now
back.
because of Sweet Salin Jollof, but I prefer not.
No, it was doing numbers before.
Oh dear. Oh honey.
I prefer not to speak.
Oh honey.
How do we
Can
even
we
forget
not?
about that? But let's not get into that. So while we're still actually on the topic of Nigerian industry and artists, what do you guys think about your favorite artist still deciding to do concerts in December? Because
You
show
mean
push up.
your favorite artist? That's what
That's
you
what
meant.
you say.
That's
It's
what you
COVID. It's
really
COVID
meant.
over in Nigeria based on Insta stories. It seems like we're saying may the best immune system win.
I
I feel
mean,
as if,
hey,
I mean, you
I'm
know
in
what?
Bolas, Atlanta. I can't yarn.
Oh my gosh, Atlanta is so funny. I mean, I follow. I think it's Jada Cheeves. She's like an Atlanta celebrity.
Big waiter.
Big waiter.
Big waiter.
Big waiter. And
Big
from what I
waiter.
can see, it seems as if Atlanta never closed. I mean, people are just, I don't know.
Yeah, they
I
do
don't know.
album release now.
They have the vaccine in Atlanta, you know.
They don't have any vaccine. You know, these guys are just they just like they simply don't care. They don't care. Like clubs have been open, guys are going, guys
I
are
saw
doing
someone
album
tweet that
release.
if we can, based on Atlanta, we can say that really it's okay to go out. Like COVID is not that serious.
It's not okay. Guys are catching this shit out like a bitch in this bitch. Let me tell you that for sure. In fact, y'all shouldn't even let me start talking because niggas is catching COVID in this fucking Atlanta and I don't like it. You know what? You know what? You know what?
Are you going to name
Because
some
I'm
names? Are you going to name some names?
I ain't gonna name nobody.
If you ain't gonna put some names on it, leave it on the playground, darling.
The truth of the matter is this isn't even I was about to say something crazy, but like I've been around guys that have low-key had COVID and it was wild. I ain't get that shit, but it was wild. The first time, that was like weeks ago. Man, going out to this ATL, I don't know what to tell you guys,
Yeah,
man.
everyone
Guys,
should
compound is open.
Stay strapped.
Guys,
Life could be
living
worse.
room.
Stay strapped. Life could be worse.
bruh.
Everyone should just be careful on ATL because
Y'all be safe.
it's
if
Guy,
not ATL, we are still in Nigeria. They are holding concerts, meaning that people are paying to come and do COVID. COVID is not around
They're
outside.
We were
begging-
talking about
they're
greed.
begging for
Maybe
COVID.
Nigerians are evil. Maybe he needs cane. I don't know.
That's actually for who needs cane this week.
I'm telling you, you guys think I'm joking. Cane will solve a lot of problems in this world. I
Do you know
I
what-
just wish more people would adopt the mindset.
Do you know what the issue is here?
Sunday I suppose cane.
The issue is that Nigerian artists haven't Nigerian artists, and it's not even just a Nigerian problem, like in the music industry in general, like, and even more so for Nigeria, nobody's having shows. COVID is going on. I mean, ATL artists, they are showing up, they're having club appearances, but like usual
Yeah.
places, no one is having shows, so they're not making money, and it's going to the point where I feel like no artist is going to say no to
Money.
concerts. Yes,
Money.
this is their prime time to make the most bar, and
Yeah.
COVID has happened. But if someone gives you 2 mil to come and perform, bruh, forget all this stuff.
I shake my ass for 2 mil.
Yeah. I will do it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But it's
No,
going to that
you
point.
don't need to say that.
And something similar is happening
safe
happening
space.
in the US.
Exactly,
with
this is a
industry,
safe space.
where people are.
You can be your
going into-
ignorant self here.
where people are going into venturing into different types of business. US artists are venturing into different types of business because of COVID. I mean, that's a conversation for
Business
another
in
day.
air quotes if you can't see us.
Yes, a sporty business, racketeering.
guy, before I knew what racketeering was, I thought it was a sport, guy. It doesn't sound that serious until you know what it is.
Technically,
But people are doing it like it's a sport, gone.
technically, it could be a sport. Technically, it could be a sport. Let's not.
But guys are venturing into all sorts, and Nigerian artists, hopefully they're not doing that, and
We
they're
don't call
just
it racketeering
accepting.
in Nigeria.
Pandemic boys, my pandemic boys up. You know how we do. I can't lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm actually vexing for some of my friends. Y'all did not try and do small SBA loan. Y'all didn't do nothing. Y'all just came on it. Y'all just came to vibe. Okay, yes, the feds will come get you later, but still.
Femi
let
has an
us
American
enjoy
passport
now.
for context.
For those of you
For
hearing this
context.
advice, know that you are not in the same boat.
It's not
You
for
don't.
children.
If you don't have passport,
It's
you're
not for
going
children,
home.
Malofa. This is
You're
for
going
old-
home.
Some people here have passport. This advice is not for those on visa.
As I was saying, y'all did.
I'm one of the gang.
Guy, don't kill me.
But seriously, like I'm so confused that people at the apex of Nigerian industry cannot take responsible decisions. Like if
But you know what? I feel like
that
in
person,
general, Nigerian
there's no how he
artists
wants to
don't
tell
see
me that
themselves.
YouTube live that he did with all those
Nah.
people, all the hype around the album, how that he's struggling for bar. He's not struggling for
They
bar.
don't see themselves as role models or pillars of social responsibility.
Now, why
They
they
see
go
themselves
embezzle
as
if they enter
individuals.
government? That's why they easily say I'll go and embezzle for enter government.
Yeah, they see themselves as individuals who are hustling just like us. That is it. So there's no form
Man,
of
everybody
maybe I should
knows
set an
hustling.
example.
Everybody hustling.
I mean, and just seeing it from another view, this might just be an attempt for him to see Ricardo Banks one-on-one. because remember what happened with
Ricardo go
Banks.
Ricardo go
Ricardo Banks, just for context, Ricardo Banks is also built to perform at the same concert, and
Wizkid's concert.
Yeah, it's not Wizkid's concert. It's
Oh,
not.
okay,
It's
okay.
just it's a concert, and Wizkid is the headline.
This
okay.
is on
Like
on site.
But there was
World Star.
Ricardo Banks wanted to drop a song featuring Wizkid during NSAS, like
And he called him a clout
in the middle of
animal
it. Yeah, called him a cloud animal, and then Ricardo Banks took the song off
of
his
his
EP that's
EP.
supposed
That
to
slaps, by the way.
So they want to see one-on-one.
And Ricardo go kill
World
him.
Star.
Yeah.
Ricardo go kill him.
World Star.
Pay-per-view.
and what was still actually saying pay-per-view, and what was still yarning about COVID and that kind of related stuff, I think it's important to talk on a more serious note about the misinformation happening on Twitter, as well as from prominent people like Letitia Wright, who is playing a scientist in a prominent movie, but out here on Twitter
Ooh.
speaking like a 9-year-old.
Ooh.
I have
In
something.
the kindest terms I can say.
Princess
I have
of
something
Wakanda.
to actually say.
Talk is
So
tough.
I understand the privilege that I have as someone that has had world-class education provided to
Yeah.
me by
You're
my
about to say
parents.
someone that has had
So
COVID.
no.
Yeah,
Nigga. Anyway,
Sorry.
I was like, so I understand that. So when people say some things in my head, I'm like, okay, they didn't have the opportunity I had to know better and be more aware.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
it's come to the realization that actually there's no excuse any fucking more because we all have fucking internet and we can all bloody read. How dumb are you guys? Like, do people realize that vaccines don't stay in your body? They release the kidney.
Wait. Before we start giving them some things to take away, some things to jot down on a pen and a paper, let's let people know that we're getting into that now. Okay, so now we're giving you guys some learnings from our resident doctor as well
You
as
get
Timmy.
your jotter.
So get a
jotter.
pen and a paper and jot things
Jot
down.
things down.
In order for you to take things
Guy.
out. Yeah, Timmy, keep going.
You
Give
know,
them
in
some.
fact, you know what? Fuck the vaccine. My own is what people are even saying about it. They're saying that they're going to track you. And the problem, this is the problem I have with America as a whole. Guy, forget every other country. Americans they think they're the only people in the whole world because they fully believe that this COVID thing was made so Biden can become president and Trump can come the fuck out. They're saying it's Biden. Biden wants the vaccine to fucking happen so that they can track you guys. The guy, first of all, who are you? Like the fact that you think, okay, yes, they want to track you. Yeah, cool. But guy, how much are you bringing to them that they're coming
Even
to track
before you
you?
get into that, you use an iPhone.
Yup.
You have a passport. They're tracking. You have social security number. They have your
Your
fingerprint.
iPhone is unlocked
You
with your
use
face
you
and
use
your
digital
fingerprint.
banking. Yeah, your iPhone is unlocked to your face and your fingers. You use digital banking. Like how much? Like if Google
Guy,
come to your house today, they know your house. Like how much data do you think they want beyond that?
guy, let me tell you something that's very crazy. Somebody said that you guys are complaining, you guys are scared about them tracking you with the COVID vaccine, but you have your social security number in your notes. One babe replied, but it's locked. As per the notes, is locked. I said, you know
You need not
what?
say anymore.
I was like, you know what? You know
This is what you're
fuck
dealing with. This is who you're trying to explain to. So
You
let's
can't
explain it. Good
explain,
for
like,
us
you
to
know, you
teach
need to
people.
understand, you can't explain to these people.
We have to try.
And this is actually messed up. Like, I won't lie. Like I'm Misha, I'm gonna take that shit.
You have to.
Shoot it up my ass.
I'm taking that shit. Shit, inject this guy. I'm gonna take that shit like it's heroin.
We go
baby.
snort We go snort
And
Guy,
someone
I
came.
will please.
I had this conversation with one of my friends, and he said, "Oh, he's not going to take it, blah blah." And I feel like that's a very first of all, that's a dumb thing to say, but
Let's start there.
but it's going to get to the point where you can't choose to not take it. They're not going to force your hand. They're not going to take you to the station to take the vaccine. But
Yeah.
for you to do anything relevant, people
You're
are
gonna
going to
have to
require
need
those
it.
COVID.
Yep,
Those
your offices
vaccines.
will probably start saying if you're not vaccinated, you can't come in. Places will probably start saying you can't have this event here if everyone's not vaccinated. However much regulation they can do on it, people will start to do it because it's not it really shouldn't be a choice thing.
But do you know one way to avoid that?
Tell us.
Do you know one way?
Tell us.
I'd rather not speak.
To leave the country.
No.
What?
I'd rather not speak.
Give us now, guys. There are listeners that they can't even see your
This nigga
face.
better speak.
What do you say?
No, you can just walk around it. Just walk around it.
Color doesn't want to be implicated legally.
Yes.
I don't do it.
If you can think of
Guy,
any,
if you want to say anything, just say it's for educational purposes only. That's
I don't mention it to education. I don't do education.
guy, no, but honestly, I feel that like, and I understand why some people have reservations about the vaccine. Like, wow, it's really quick and everything, but oh my guy, we need that shit right now. Like, have you guys are trying to like? I don't think people understand how bad this pandemic was.
People
Like,
want the world to
the
come
world
back to
stopped.
normal, but aren't willing to do what it takes to get the world back to
Mask,
normal.
they don't want to wear the mask. It's the
Doings.
symbol of the beast. Vaccine, symbol of the beast. Everything is symbol of the beast. Everything beast.
This beast is
Guys,
tired.
guys,
Go fix
what
it.
beast? Everything beast.
We're going to have that
Everything
discussion about people that, and I've seen Busala tweet about this a lot, so I know she has a lot to say about people that don't
Don't get me started.
reading and understanding religion with common sense. And I think we'll get into that shortly.
Okay,
But
And
just
this
one
feeds
more.
into it.
thoughts on Letitia, right, Busala?
I
He's a
mean,
dumb bitch.
having Temi said that I didn't. Please, mommy.
Verify.
That's all I have to say.
Mommy, if you're
period.
listening, I'm not gonna send this to you. I didn't say the B word.
We're going to
Mommy.
blow. Your mom will hear this. We're going to blow.
So I think more than anything, like Letitia is to like, you know, she's definitely found Christ a lot more intensely in like the past, I would say, year or two. I remember she spent a long time talking to my sister about it, and it's great. But then I find that
This is how Letitia, guys.
Wait, who
I
is this
said
Letitia?
plugged up. That's
Ah.
my bitch right there. You don't
Is that
talking
what
about guys that know guys. The fella. Let's not even call
Guy,
it.
don't
Let's
kill
not
me.
say
How
it.
you just casually drop that? I was
No,
like,
No. Forget
I
because it's
started to
normal
think
for
we're
this
talking
is
about
normal.
Nigerian
I thought you made a
actors.
mistake. I was like, yeah, you said Letitia
She
did
ain't made
Nigeria
no
or something.
mistake,
I
B.
swear.
All right,
Continue,
all right,
Jerry.
all right.
That means you
Don't kill
can't
me
speak
today.
crazy on this. Like, you just need to be
Yeah, you
kind
can
of
always speak
respectful.
crazy.
I'll
If you know
speak.
people that
I'll
if you know
speak
people that don't have
honestly.
sense, tell them they have sense. That's the best way you can help
It's
them.
important, yeah. I'll speak honestly on the matter. I feel like, you know, and I've seen it with more than one person. People find Christ and they're super passionate and they have this fire and it's misdirected. And it's not even just about Christianity. It's about any time people are learning something new, they don't take the time to do the theory and they jump straight in and they start talking crazy. And I feel like that's what's happening to her. You know, she's very passionate about God, she's passionate about Christ, but she hasn't quite got it yet. And when you have a platform that big, you can't afford to just, you know, speak out of term. You know, people hire entire agencies to manage their social media because they realize the weight that their platform carries. And you can't just, you know, post a video by, frankly, a dummy hotep pastor that has now thankfully been removed from YouTube and present it to followers who actually listen to what you say. And you know, we need to have a whole other conversation about the death of celebrity culture, because celebrities are stupid as fuck. Let's face it. Sorry, mommy, I swore. I needed to. Like,
no, keep
they're
going. You're in
really-
your bag right now.
they're crazy, and you know, they really are just normal people. Unfortunately, they've been elevated to this like superhuman status that doesn't exist, and it goes to their head and it confuses us as well, because we look to them as examples and really we shouldn't. Like, the people we should be
Someone
looking
that
to,
went to school is looking to an illiterate to teach
as
them
an, it
things
doesn't
that-
make
it's just
sense. Like, you
bro.
are more educated than these people, unfortunately. And I know, like, you know, not everybody has the opportunity to access, you know, amazing education, you know, not even from an elitist point of view, you know, but like,
It's
just in
just
terms
if you
of,
speak on a matter of fact, you
if
are
you speak
smarter
on,
than this
do the
person.
reading,
You are
do the
smarter than this
reading,
person.
do the reading. And she hasn't done her reading, and spreading that level of misinformation is crazy, because I thought that our generation had actually moved past that. I thought that that was something that was synonymous with our parents' generation, but people our age are saying things like, oh yeah, the vaccine is this and it's that. And it's just unbelievable, because it's sad to see that we're making the same mistakes that other generations have made. And it's kind of like we pride ourselves in being well read and clued up and well connected, and some people are still falling victim to that level of stupidity. It's actually kind of sad. I feel like crying. Like, you know, so I don't know why she did that. But like, again, it's okay to make mistakes. My issue is that she doubled down on the matter.
And
People
now
were
it's deleted
correcting
as
her.
social media, which, like you
Yeah,
said,
and
people
it's
have
like,
whole
you
people
said all
doing
that
that social
crazy
media. You
stuff.
said that you didn't even fully double down on
Yeah,
like,
you said all that,
clarifying.
and now you've run away. But like, you know, you said all these crazy things. You weren't willing to be corrected, and that's why I said celebrity culture goes to their head as well. They feel like they can say things and they're not allowed to be challenged. And I mean, you're not God, and as a Christian, she should know that. So I just, you know, it's
Great.
wild.
Not as a
I'm
Christian.
disappointed. I'm
Oh
so
no.
appalled. I'm so
Oh
appalled.
no.
Because also I think people also people are kind of prisoners of the moment, or like when you met her. But Letitia Wright is not a kid. Letitia Wright is
She's
20,
not.
27 years old.
Yeah, she looks like a baby, but she's
But
not.
she's almost 30.
Yeah.
And I know Kala is making that face. I didn't mean
Yes,
it that
she's
way. I
also
just
30.
mean she's guy, if you say that on this, I'll have to leave. But yeah, 27, man, it's just disappointing. Like, I'm not even upset, I'm just disappointed.
Yeah. It's not
Anyway,
okay. It's not okay.
I
And
ain't
it
got
just
no
goes to
say.
show
And
again,
let's do
one
better.
thing
If you
I'm
have a
really
platform,
passionate about.
do better.
I'm passionate about, and it's something that's I'm not sure how the system in the US works, but here, like, you don't have to do science. Like, you can do it up until about year 9, which I think that's the same as the 9th grade. I'm not too sure. But
Yeah.
after that, if you choose to drop science, you can. And some people get away with not even really attending science lessons because we have what we call the English baccalaureate. So basically, to prove that you are a literate human being, you
Now, why
have to
guys they
have
run
like
from tofu now? I was talking to someone last week. They said many
oh
nice
my
guys
god.
did this Yankee. Now tofu they hold them back.
But
Person don't write tofu 6 times. Say okay, I'll go stay Nige.
it's true that
Now
to prove that you're a
one
literate
me I
human
come. I'll
being,
be I'll stay Nige.
to prove that you're a literate human being, you have to have a GCSE in English, maths, and I think a language and ICT. So science is not included. And I feel it's so crazy how people can be considered literate, but they don't understand how the world around them works. Nobody's saying you need a degree in science, but basic things like knowing how a vaccine works. People have kids every day and they take their kids to hospitals to get vaccines when they're born, but they don't even understand how it
Do you know
works.
another
That is
crazy thing is
crazy.
when we have things like NSAS happen, you hear all these researchers saying I need to do my research, I need to do some reading before I
Yeah.
say something. But here you just open your mouth, wow, you don't even read,
Rubbish.
don't know anything, and just start saying rubbish. But you didn't research.
Wow.
Man,
Nonsense would it come
anyhow,
out.
sir.
Make the whole place smelling.
It's smelling. Well,
Yeah.
so in short, please do better when you have a platform, and if you don't
Please
know,
do.
you don't have to speak. It's not by
And
force.
actually do the reading. If you don't know how a vaccine works, hit me up. I'll open my DMs and I'll explain it to 100 people if I have to. Just please
Or
get it right.
just a token of £50 per hour.
Small fee.
Per hour. Now the Ejanla of the day. As you guys know, we always have a deep dive topic. We call it Ejanla, the big fish of the day. And we've talked a little bit about what that'll be, but just for context, we're calling it drip or drown today. And that is how some of our fellow ladies and gentlemen will rather drip or go into debt. No, actually, we'd rather go into debt to drip
Drip. I
than
thought
be
it was drip or
okay.
debt. I swear it was drip or debt.
Drip or debt. Some people would rather go into debt than just be comfortable.
Trying to drip.
Drippy, drippy.
What do we
All my
think
guys
about
are
that?
drippy,
Where do we want
drippy.
to? There's so many places.
Oh
you
my
can
guys
start.
are
Show your
drippy.
drip. Show your
Oh
drip.
my guys
Show
are
your
drippy,
drip. Don't
drippy.
worry.
Don't be shy. Show your drip.
Show your drip.
Offending and Fendi.
So that word is
Offending
beginning to annoy me.
Fendi.
Whenever I hear drip, I'm just like, guy.
No, it's even worse when they say drips.
Oh my gosh.
I get like two.
Show your drip.
I get almost 2 drips.
Oh gosh.
You're dripping.
Are you sick, nigga?
There's so many places to start, but where do we want to start?
What motivates people to make money?
And I was talking to my cousin was because I don't really know that much about credit cards, but was telling me about how 0% credit card is basically the beginning of all this rubbish, and it's the worst thing in the world. I think that's where we started the conversation from, because people hear that 0% and all of a sudden think they can be getting a Rolls Royce and paying instrumentally.
Guys, get an American Express and forget
And
themselves.
they're out of here.
Yep.
I mean,
Guys, that's why not all places accept Amex, because guys go crazy.
Yep.
And they don't care, guy. They will give you 5K limits your first card, guy.
Yep.
5K. Do you know what that is?
Like, even as a student, they'll give you 5K.
Hey, 5,000.
that's
5,000.
I think that's the first place where guys kind of are like, oh, okay, so we can do this. And they don't even think that, oh, like I can't, even that 0% go as it is, I can't steal. But they're like, oh, 0%, that means I'll always be able to. And I think that's where it starts from, kind of just the way sort of the systems, at least here, well, there's also fraud boy stuff in Nigeria. But at least here, the systems are set up in a way where it's not too difficult for you to go into debt so you can drip.
Guy.
I mean, and it's even more than credit cards. It's more than credit cards. Like I've seen people using like US citizens, unlike myself, using their student. Just pointing that out in case anyone has a job opening for me. in the- but like people take school loans and they take more than their tuition is and their living expenses, and then they start to put that money into other things. Like people are doing things they won't usually do with money that's supposed to go to the
Valley
tuition,
May
and
will collect some money.
and they don't realize that in 10 years time this 500 bucks you
Yeah.
collected is not $500 again. No.
Hello, it's in the thousands. It's in
Not
the
one, not two,
thousands.
1,000.
Not one,
But
not two, but thousands.
I just feel like it's the culture of getting things on credit in general, like the credit
Guy,
culture.
that's the P. I feel
Loans
like,
to
cause
credit
sorry,
cards. Go ahead.
sorry. You know how growing up in Nigeria, if you are buying your car, yeah, paying for it in full.
That's what I'm always saying. Like,
Except
Yup. Nothing like
except
installments.
ABA.
except if you're a comedian ABA, then you don't.
No,
do
but like if you're in Nigeria, you pay everything in full, you buy your house in full. Like I don't really hear people
Yup.
talking about
and,
taking
and that's
out a
what we grew
mortgage
up on. Like when I
in
came
Nigeria
here and guys
because
are saying I'm paying for my car, I'm like,
so
huh? What does that mean?
so
Father, you're
coming
driving?
from
Is it not
Nigeria
yours?
to
It's not
here,
yours.
They gave it to you and you haven't paid.
Like, is it that is your phone or is it not your phone? Is it AT&T's phone or is it your phone? Who owns the
guy,
phone?
like if you buy phone, guy, imagine doing contract line in Nigeria, they will look at you like, what the fuck? I can't lie, my mom, funny enough, they actually have contract lines and my mom is actually on one, but it doesn't come with the phone. You just pay your phone bill every month. That's random.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
remember.
my dad
But no, because we live like us Nigerians, like people that have actually lived in Nigeria, we live in a place whereby you pay if you don't have the full money, you
Oh,
don't pay.
Balo, you don't have it now.
No, you don't have it. So it's one of those things. But when you now come here, you see like some people either mistaking it for it goes two ways. It's either is a good thing, like in terms of okay, since you know that okay, this credit thing, if I really don't have the money, I'm not going to spend this like that because you know how in night if you don't have, you don't spend. And then also it's bad in terms of some people will come and they'll be like, they are giving me free money, let me just and they get back. So many people have bad credit in it, and America is really bad because at least in England, your credit score, you don't necessarily even need to have a credit card for your
to have a
credit
good-
score. Because I remember
yeah.
my credit score was really good in England, and that's just because I
From
was
just paying a phone bill, you have like
every
a great
month
credit score.
for years, and I had like a 900 credit score. So I thought that's how it worked when I moved here.
I don't know they reach 900.
Guy, I got here. First of all, I tried to apply for a credit card just to have one. I was like, I need to start building my credit. Like, I'm actually an American citizen. I need to, do things here. I need to
paperwork.
I have to start doing things. So I was trying to, and guy, they told me my credit score was 0. I was like, but like I pay my phone bill, I have a bank account. Like, how don't they see that I may?
Yeah.
I mean, like I was already thinking that my credit score was already mad because I pay my rent. The guy has nothing.
Rent.
You need credit card. Guy, if you don't have that card, or if you're not taking out loan, it doesn't
Nothing
count
for you.
I was like, what? I mean, they eventually gave me a credit card chat, but at the same time, I was just like, y'all need to chill.
But like the thing is, when you get it, as that Nigerian blood is in you, you treat your credit card almost as a debit card. But
I don't believe
exactly
so. I don't believe everyone does that.
No, I'm saying like that's what we're saying. We do that. We don't.
I don't spend money that's not in my account.
That don't. Wait, why are you shaking your head?
Because I know of Nigerians that grew up in Nigeria that don't do that.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh no, I said guys have Amex. I said it can go two ways. It's either guys go and spend everything they see, or guys use it like a debit card. The people that are spending it like anything that they can't see, they need to look at the exchange rate currently.
I mean, maybe their plan is to just drip and then dip. Drip, then dip back to Nigeria.
You think they won't hold you where you are? I don't think you guys understand the American. These guys
if you die, how would they collect their money?
Even if you go to some visa for
guy, I hope you know that your student loan. I want you guys to know that if you die, your family members goes to your children.
Yes.
Opa.
I know of someone that passed and they were owing like 240, 250K from med school.
Jeez.
And now their kids their kids will be going to the chiropractor every week because their backs will be hurting from carrying that bill.
Guy, do you know how crazy that shit is? Guy, do you know how crazy you have to be for guy if you die? The person that didn't carry the debt has to
Uh,
carry it for you.
Ah,
you better know who you cut off as a family member. Oh. Those are carrying
exactly. No, you
insane
remove from
bills.
next of kin before the
Because
person see that
down
that you are owing
bag.
100K.
I
Me, how?
beg.
what you are putting as an emergency contact. don't
I'm
don't
not your
add
next of
me.
kin.
Next of kidney.
Kola said, "Don't say
Don't
me.
call me. Don't add
Don't say
me.
me."
Just fame
Wow.
there. Just fame there.
No, but one thing I also want to say is that like people that target people from low income families and like make them feel like they need to buy all this drip and all these things.
Usola, we need your cane. We need
They
your
need
cane
to.
for this.
I have a cane with Pastor Toby's name on it, a big one,
Talk
a
that
big
talk. Give
one.
it to us. Give it to us. Talk
The
that talk.
biggest cane in my cupboard is for that man.
Let's hear it.
He's a
Let's
bastard.
have it. Let's have it. Let's have it.
And again, like I realize there's always nuance to every conversation, but let's face it, that guy, as diabolical as he is, like he's playing the game. Literally, he is preying on the fact that, and having, I feel like I've had like a very exposed childhood. I've grown up in Britain. I'm aware of how different cultures work, is what I'm trying to get at. And I feel like amongst a lot of like Black British people in general, I would say, especially those of like, that come from like lower social economic backgrounds.
I want
Yeah.
I'm from Beckham, by the way.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like, it's, the trappings of wealth are what they chase. So they want to have the belts and they want to have the jewelry and they want to have the watches and they want to have all those fancy things. And like they're paying for it monthly, or they can't afford it, or they're stealing it, or they're doing fraud to get it. And it's almost as if, and it's so corny, and I hate quoting all these stupid like whatever accounts, but it's like people are so concerned with looking like they have money as opposed to actually doing things that will help them generate the money that they want. And Pastor Toby has tapped into that. He's like, these kids, they like Fendi. They can't afford it, but they like it. And they want to, like, they all know that they can't afford it, but they all want to prove to each other that they can. So let me sell them the prosperity gospel and tell them that, take out a loan of 5K and we'll do this and we'll do that and we'll do this and we'll do that. And that's why, he's taking advantage of them. But I feel like the reason why the police haven't, the government or the police, they haven't been as... Scotland Yard wanted them on because, some of them, there was one of the first documentaries I watched. The girl even said herself, they were using her name to like do like child benefit fraud.
Yeah.
And she only and they said that she had 3 kids and they logged into her account and she did that. And the government, I think they granted her about £5,000 or something like that. And she said, I'm not going to lie, I kind of knew that it was dodgy, but I was just happy to see the money, and they took 35%. And I was thinking, yeah, girl, you know what you was doing. You don't have 3 kids. So
I love that prosperity gospel that you said it the way you did, because it's monetizing gospel. And I think that's what a lot of these guys are doing it's just very clear when they have universities and private jets and blah blah blah. Like they just found a way to tap into that market and over commercialize it. And
it's just, if you ever listen to like a sermon, like it just doesn't make sense. And I feel like a lot of the people there, again, they go there because it's like a source of kind of like hope almost, like, oh, I can have this as well, or it's just bad. They're not but again, I feel like more needs to be done to dismantle that culture. I don't know who's going to do that. I ain't carrying that on my back, but you
need to be at the chiropractor if you do
that.
I feel like
surgeon, not even chiropractor.
I feel like it's like at first I felt like it was crazy for these things to actually be happening. Like people can see, everyone is talking about them,
and nothing is being done,
and they are still falling into the trap. And at the same time, this guy is coming out to say, Scotland Yard investigated me. They didn't find anything. Like he went on ZZ Mills.
He bust case.
He says Scotland Yard investigated. They didn't find anything that they do checks for, clearly they don't do background checks for their pastors, but they do checks like from time to time. And then he always, one thing he always says is that because certain people in the church are doing this doesn't mean the church is doing
Doesn't
this.
mean that,
What, like,
yes.
what type of statement is that? Why would
It's
you put
poor, it's like
people,
piss poor leadership.
yes,
What do
why
you
would you
mean? You are
put
the head
people,
of the church. And even like it's a safeguarding issue. Minors go to that church. Like I feel like none of these pastors have like DBS checks. They're running this under the guise of it being a charity, and they're working with vulnerable minors who have been, kicked out of their home, they've been previously homeless, all these kind
And
of
they've gone to
things.
jail.
And
What
they've
was
gone
that
to
thing that I saw
jail.
that they said someone asked for?
yeah,
I
every
can't
time
remember
you
what they
say
said. The
homeless I
pastor
think
asked who?
of Octavian, sorry.
Because I told you the guy was
Yeah,
homeless
because you guys
before.
told me that, but sorry.
Let's not. I prefer not to speak on that.
That
Maybe
ugly ass
so. Maybe
crackhead.
later, my
Ugly
deviant, but
ass
not
with his
this one.
ugly
Ugly.
ass.
I saw. Let's not speak on that. I saw. I can't remember what it was that the pastor asked for. It was. I don't know if it was the. Oh, they should give like proof of how much they're earning or something so that they
Pay
can.
Yes.
stubs.
Oh, yeah, their pay stubs so that they can make sure it's 10%. Like, guys, the
But
whole
guys, let's be
commercializing
for
gospel
real.
is gone. The game's
Yeah.
gone.
It's just unbelievable. And ultimately, you know, I've been shying away from this word because
Don't
when we
shy.
associate cults, right? We think
I
of
shall
vulnerable
like shy.
white women falling into this kind of like camp in the middle of nowhere, and then them all,
Or people
following this.
painting their faces and wearing red things.
Yeah, but this is modern day
Exactly.
cultism. It's like it's the setup. I was watching a documentary about like how people fall into cults, and it's their hallmark signs of people who are like perfect prey. They're either like being kicked out of home or just coming out of jail. And can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, being kicked out of the home or just coming out of jail, and they find somebody who seems to depict the kind of lifestyle that they want, somebody who's very confident and charismatic like Pastor Toby,
Charisma
who
sells.
exactly, and they follow this person and they'll do anything for this person, like take out loans in their name because this person tells you to. Or it's just awful, the fact that some of these kids are actually living in houses with these pastors, and they're being told that anything you earn you have to send it to my bank
That's
account.
also another big problem with this whole situation. Like, I think it was, what was her name? Miriam something.
Not Miriam.
Yes,
Definitely
Yeah,
Miriam.
she
Miriam.
said
Miriam,
someone,
what? I don't know. Fill
She's
me
not
in.
Nigerian, by the way, so
Fill
we're
me
clear.
but
in.
she's apparently defrauded a lot of people, and she's part of
Yeah.
the whole SPAC Nation group or
And
whatever
So
she
they
is her
are.
name
tells
is her name
about
Miriam Poppy?
no. What did she say? What did she
Oh,
Do you
say?
know
yeah,
the
Hush Poppy.
but she, like she said, someone was living with her. Like, the thing is, once they take these people under their, what do they call it?
They're in the
Yeah.
trap houses. They
Yes,
Yeah.
call
they
them
take
trap
you
houses.
there, and then you're living under, you're basically a slave to this person,
In their
because
bando.
especially if these people don't aren't in the best financial situations, they can't wake up one day and say they're leaving. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever they need to do to stay in your
Bando.
Good graces and
Bando.
have a
is,
shelter over their head. Like
yes,
Yes.
they will do it. And these people might even be people, like, as you said, in the UK, it's a different situation where as long as you pay your phone bill, you have a high credit score. If
mhm.
these
Yes.
people were in the US, they might not even have credit scores because
They
maybe
wouldn't
they,
have credit.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
not financially literate, stuff like that. But they
Mhm.
do have, and then once they're living under a roof, you take advantage of them and then ask them to take loans and all that. So it just
Yeah.
has to do with, as you said, taking advantage of people in not the best
Vulnerable
situations. Yeah.
situations.
And there's also switching gears a little bit from religion specifically. Nige is like the main place for fraud. Like we saw
Cash
Yeah.
App,
Hush Puppy
ball out.
spectacularly get caught. The biggest song in the country right now has lines about cashing out and
Usain Bolt, run
Usain Bolt, Runam, and all these very clear references to Yahoo stuff. And for those that don't know, Yahoo is fraudulent stuff. And one of the biggest, if not the biggest song in the history of Nigeria is Yahooze. And
Yup.
it's just been there for time. And I think also here you see it in people that come from Nigeria to kind of college here, and you guys may not be familiar. And I could play voice notes, but I won't do it because I don't want to expose people. But people here running the Venmo, That's the new slang for using Venmo to commit fraud. And for those of you that don't know, Venmo is basically the equivalent of Cash App. I don't really know the difference. But people are finding innovative ways to continue to do fraud for no reason other than to drip.
Yeah. People are not doing fraud to buy houses.
Like you're
doing
not
fraud
investing
to
your
buy
future now
things.
to buy Gucci belts.
Yeah.
And this is one.
And it's again, what motivates you? Would you make money if these things didn't exist for you to buy to show that you have it? Or, it's just weird.
Like I had a conversation with someone and
Maybe I'll
he
play that
said,
voice note. Go.
no, don't do that. Don't do that.
I won't.
But they said like why don't these people that do fraud just make 500,000 and then stop?
Yeah.
And like people always bring that up, but
Great
I feel
question.
like for someone, and my response to that was for someone to you in your position now, you don't do fraud. You're the person bringing up this question. Someone that's already doing fraud, I don't think their mindset is let me just make this money and then let me go and start up a legit business.
Because they don't have goals.
Yes, and those they are
that's when when you start a business. And it's funny because I was asking about Clubhouse and if they've IPO'd, looked it up, their Series A, so they're coming up. But when you start a business, typically you'll think, okay, like road to, I'll do my customer research, work on my product, then I start figuring out the venture fundamentals. How do I get my first 10 customers? How do I raise venture funding? And then potentially, am I going to get acquired? Like, how do I position myself as an acquisition target or for an exit to like IPO? Like, there's a reason why you started the business, there's a passport and there's an end state of whatever that is. You can't just start things and just be like, yeah, we just go for, like, even with, as a musician, like you see all these people that are going to movies, that are going to owning stuff. Like when you start music, you're not just thinking you'll be in music. Those that think they'll be music forever end up falling off. You have to be getting ready to branch out. Like, what's your plan? People just start this fraud with no plan, no goal. And I think, and I'm not advising people for how to do fraud though, but even if you're going, I mean, exactly. I mean, some people get show. I'm just thinking, if you're going to do fraud, have an exit. Like this is how they also catch people. Like if people were not so greedy and had an exit and were like, okay, once I make this, I'm out of the game, ghost, things will be better.
So in essence, you're advocating fraud.
No, I'm advocating for people to stop being so greedy. Damn.
The truth of the matter is,
because they always catch you when you're going for one more. You can always make 10,000 more. You can always make 1 million more. Hush Puppy could have stopped when
on this guy. This guy was going for blood. Hush Puppy wanted blood.
Like if Hush Puppy stopped last year, it would have been good for life. Hush Puppy would have been good for life.
And my problem is, he said his excuse was that his sister died in a hospital, and ever since then he said he would never beg for money. But like, you didn't go and steal from the Nigerian government. You stole from people.
That was his goal.
Like, how many people's sisters died because you wiped their accounts? Dude.
Unemployment fraud.
He's locked up. You won't let him out.
Never.
I'm so happy. I can't lie. Unemployment fraud that they did in America is actually not fair because I'm like on this Reddit thing for like unemployment and shit. I just wanted to see what. No,
during that stimulus, that's what we're advocating. Do the reading.
Wait, no, listen to what I'm talking about. So during that stimulus time, like me, I didn't have like a tax return thing, so I was trying to see how the hell I was going to get my stimulus without the tax return. So I went to Reddit and I found myself in one chat room. Guy, the amount of people that genuinely actually need this money and didn't get this money because guys were actually have like frauded the system. It's ridiculous. Like it's so sad. Like as much as like fraud, pandemic boys, poppy bottles in the club,
pandemic.
People that cannot. Is a pandemic, guys. Like
wait, what is
so
pandemic?
Sad how other people's realities are. People homeless. Like it's so bad. Like guys are even homeless.
And for what? Like people got that 1,200 and went and gave it to Louis Vuitton. Like, bro, use your brain.
You can buy that in Louis for $1,200.
Guy, I was going to see what Louis can buy. That guy gave $50.
So you can't buy Louis Vuitton.
Virgil, cheap ass
Louis Vuitton AirPods.
And ever since Virgil has been putting on his shirts, support black businesses or some shit like that, bro. You guys really pressure this guy into printing merch.
That's why I said, peer pressure is bullying and peer pressure and internet bullying works out sometimes. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
not
I'm
the
all for
worst.
bullying celebrities.
Cyberbullying is not the worst all the time.
Busola said I'm all for bullying.
Yes, let's
I
have that
love it.
discussion. Let's just say I'm all for bullying. Discussed.
All for
20 marks. Like we can have that discussion. It works out in a lot of situations.
I mean,
And
but
to
that's what fraud
clarify,
boys do, though.
I'm not giving people advice for how to do fraud. I'm saying have a plan in your life. Like
long term.
some people don't have plan. It's just I
Think
want to
about
make money.
retirement.
Exactly. Like retirement, like buying house, whatever it is.
You're
Not
telling
just
them do the fraud and put in your 401k.
Normal.
I don't do it.
don't kill me, I beg.
can't tell.
Let's wrap it up with what upset you this week. So that's our segment on what got you riled up this week. I'll start.
We have to give it
For
to
those
our
of you
baby
on the
girl.
call, I was making stew and I opened the tin that I've done 500 times. But for some reason, I wanted to remove the thing with my finger and I sliced my finger. And you know it's bad when you slice it and you don't see blood. You just see a line and you're like,
In line.
This blood is on the
it's
way.
about aggression.
Yeah. So I was like, the blood is on the way. So that riled me up.
Do you guys want me to go? Because I got a
Timmy,
lot
it's
of
your time
shit.
to express yourself.
Give
girl.
them there's so many.
Tell
You
me
gotta
can
get
go
it
for
off
the
your
rest
chest.
of us because
Tell me
First,
can
I
that's
can't lie.
very heavy.
This week has been tough on your girl. She's very tired. I want to start with people are liars and kappas and liars and kappas, and we don't like liars that are kappas because we don't like kappas and we don't like liars. What the fuck
Something
is
there.
wrong with
Word.
What the
You said
fuck is
word,
wrong
word,
with y'all?
word,
Why the
word,
fuck
word,
y'all be
word.
lying about shit? Don't be lying about shit. Also, we have irresponsible hooligans that do irresponsible things. I'm not going to describe what they did, but irresponsible people that don't do the responsible thing because they think they're above being responsible.
And hold on, Timmy. If you guys listen back to this episode, remember what we said about responsible. So that's to give you some context. But keep going.
Without behaving responsibly, especially in a pandemic.
More
In a
context.
bloody pandemic.
More context.
You know what? I just want to say that I'm not smiling with guys. I'm very upset. Even this episode, I'm surprised I'm as joyful as I could possibly be because a bitch is
Yeah,
pissed.
she really pulled through.
A bitch
have
is
to give
pissed
it
as
that.
fuck.
Shout out to you.
She
Shout
wasn't
out to
happy.
you. Shout out to you. She's still not happy, gone.
But yeah, anything else that annoyed me? I mean, no, people don't really get to.
Somebody pissed me off this week.
Give it to us.
It's full
My
government name.
landlord.
It's full government name, please.
Busola is suing her landlord.
It's full government name.
Suing my landlord.
Can I give his full government name, please?
The last time
James Smith. Google him. He did scam in Dubai, and now he's scamming students. And I'm about to sue his ass.
No, let me tell you something.
When I
Wait,
say I'm doing people,
Busala,
they don't
I think you cut out a little bit for me.
I'm going to
say
do
that
it.
again. You cut out a little bit for me. His full name and his offense.
My
No,
landlord.
please.
For the sake of my case.
His
For the
full
sake of my
government.
case.
It's full
For
government.
the sake of my case.
Oh yeah, it's a
for the
current
sake of my
case. Is it a current case?
It's a current case.
Okay, so you can't say
I'm
that.
suing my landlord. I'm suing him.
I just want you guys to know why I find this so funny, because I was talking to Busola and she was like, we're on the phone and she was like, wait, it's a number I don't know is calling me. I'm gonna call you back in a second.
Yeah.
I just got a text on my phone. Girl, it's my lawyer. I'm suing my landlord.
I'm like, being dead ass.
Why
How we get
lawyer? Why
like,
get lawyer?
What happened?
I was like, she was like, girl, it was just my lawyer.
Yeah, how do you have a
landlord.
lawyer?
I was like, sis,
Wait,
explain.
Busala, first, how do you have a lawyer?
I'm well connected. Get it right.
Oh, shit. Don't talk to Bussy Birkin Bussy. Don't talk about my babe like that. She's not your mate. She's not your mate.
Since we're talking about guys that are plugged up, Busola, you know, there's one guy. You already know the guy. I don't need to say names.
Oh my god.
So you know people like this. I never had my
hint,
career
hint,
since.
Star Wars.
And you never had my career since. I know people like
drops mic. Hint, Star Wars. Drops mic.
Busala, I'm noting it, Busala.
What happened with your
You know
landlord?
people like this. I never had my career. But on the
You
topic
can't say
of
now. The
litigation,
case
give
is
us
current.
some.
Okay.
So you can't speak on what happened.
But just know that my landlord is doing a lot of illegal stuff, and he's actually not adhering to government like rules and laws. He's just doing whatever he wants. He also has a criminal history. So
do you live in Spark Nation?
Huh?
You live with you live with Miriam.
Do I live in a trap?
Is Miriam your landlord?
Am I living in a trap house? Look twice. You need help.
Are you under duress right now?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm suing my
Wow.
landlord. I'm suing him. And yeah, and then after I'm gonna sue him for emotional distress. So yeah.
Yeah,
That's
when you get that
anybody that
settlement,
makes
please,
anybody
let's
that makes you have to go hire a lawyer, you need to add that emotional distress.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
Emotional distress. That's my favorite thing to sue people from. Like now, guy, anybody should guy. I can't lie. I'm suing the next nigga that hurt my feelings.
for
When I
I'm
emotional
shooting the next nigga that hurt my feelings.
Uh,
Close range.
Face trap,
Close
life could be worse.
range.
Face trap, life could be worse.
come to ATL
Okay,
now.
wait. One quick thing.
Come to ATL, they are looking for Kwando if you are ready to see these guys.
One quick thing I have to just say because my girl waiter,
That was called by the way.
big waiter, Jada, did you see
Get 'em
what she
pissed
brought
me
you,
off. Big waiter.
baby?
Please, please,
200
please.
Waiter Makai,
on the
really?
wrist. She spent 200 bands. She spent 200 bands on his wrist. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. You guys should no longer be
And
calling
she
her
got him a
Jada,
Prada bag
big
because she's
waiter.
proud of him.
Guy, I hate that P.
That
Do
might be
you
the
know?
worst P that's come out of the rap.
And guys always rap about it. I hate it.
I'm proud of you. Nigga, shut
No,
the fuck up, bro.
I can't lie. No. When I say big waiter, I just wanted to shout out to my girl, my big sis. Big waiter. Nobody's touching my sis.
What it
And
means
on-
is you need to. What it means is you need to be very careful and calculated about who you keep around you in your circle. Don't stay with bums. James
Don't stay
Harden.
with bums.
James Harden got him a bag, 100 racks straight up, and
And
James
Richard
Harden is in
Millie.
love with Lil Baby.
Richard Millie, are they dating, bro?
Guys, that was
Even my-
Millie. I was like, are you
Goodness.
dragging with Jada for the best? I don't get. I was like, you chill now. Why you
Like you get some
why
kind of gift where you go even look at our boss. How far?
the guy too sat down on the floor. Did you see him on the floor? He
Yeah,
said,
it's not guy boss now. This one now, just only me.
no, but that
Leave it
guy
on
was
me.
opening presents for a year. That guy, guys love that guy. That guy is a good guy.
that
because
guy
guys
does
love
that shit
guy.
every year. Every year he does that shit, bro.
I
I need
also
to
want to
level up.
say,
I need to
waiter,
become
1
closer
in
friends with
12,
Busola.
1 in 12, 1 in
Yeah.
12.
What do you want me now?
Nah.
But on the topic of money, what upset me this week? So I've been looking at different apartments because I told you I'm getting out of the suburbs.
You're suburban
Kola
dude.
doesn't like where he lives. He's living far. He's not
On the
living close.
outskirts.
Fuck.
Outskirts.
He's not living close to downtown Atlanta.
Outside the outskirts of the outskirts. No, you guys are exaggerating. I'm like 20 minutes from Midtown.
He's actually not that far, but like also
But-
he's far, but like his yard is also mad. So
But I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here. And I've been looking at apartments. And bro, guys, one apartment told me that cable is mandatory.
that you have to fucking pay for cable.
What?
That's
I
fucked.
must to pay for cable. And they said it's $87 for cable plus Wi-Fi.
That's not bad, bro.
I don't watch
pay,
TV.
I don't pay for it normally. So why would you make me do it? And that's besides the base rent. So I pay
Exactly, like that's outside rent. Like
Base
they'll tell you
rent
rent
is-
Outside
price.
base
business.
rent-
It's not even added to like
base rent is
shit.
12 something. Then I'll pay 87. Then you say you want to pick up my trash. Didn't ask for it though. But you say you want to pick up my trash. So they'll do trash valet of let's say
$25.
$30, 25, $30. Pest control.
Then parking.
Bro, since I moved to this ATL, I've not seen a pest in the house. But I pay for pest control.
That's why it's because you are paying for pest control.
No, I
That's
No,
can't
that's
lie.
not why. Because they
I
said it
started
come
seeing
as
Pest one
needed.
day.
Ah.
I started seeing Pest one day, guy. They needed the guy. They've been coming back to back, guy. I've been seeing things. I said, what? Guy, I was so confused, guy. They did new management. There's new management in my apartment building
That's
and
the
everything.
beginning
So,
of the end. Just know.
guy, no, I
Oh,
like these
God.
new guys more than the old guys. The old guys were first, but when they first came, they did like this whole pest control thing. When I fucking tell you, guy, I was not seeing insects before. The way insects were just coming out of nowhere. I called them, guy. I wanted to call an exterminator myself. I didn't know that there was pest control. And I looked at my rents, my like rent statements came.
Yeah.
I don't just saw pest control. I said, what pest are they controlling? I said, hello, please.
What pest are they
Come
controlling?
and control this.
Come
please.
and control this shit.
But
Control this shit right now.
these guys I went to, they said pest control price as needed. So they don't do it unless you need it.
Oh, I can't like my
Also,
press control is $150 a month. Like it's not that bad.
yes, but I could use that 150 for McDonald's. You get
For
me?
drinks. For drinks.
Don't piss me off.
It's
Wait,
$1.50.
but
I said
but
150. Sorry, $1.50. I said
50.
150.
Okay, $1.50. But in general, all these apartments, they are fucking scams. Guys are trying to make me pay $50 for parking every. Are you washing my
Y'all
car?
pay for parking?
Are you
Does
washing
it
my
include
car?
washing interior and exterior? They try
I
to
can't
make it
lie. I don't pay
50
for
bucks for
parking.
parking.
No.
Bro, and the thing is, if you don't pay these amounts, like I'm trying to move Midtown, if you don't pay these amounts, bro,
They
Out
will
of the
they
carry your
they
car.
they will
They will.
they will
Guys,
jack your car.
guys, you know that thing happened. So when I first moved here with my roommate, we first moved there. She used to drive because I used to drive. Guy, the way we used to park in the wrong place, especially in Midtown. When I say every day, we're dropping $75 as per come. And
Bruh.
not only is it $75, they take forever to fucking come. We will call them. They'll take 1 year. They'll take 1 hour. Guy, it's 5 a.m. already. Guy, come. One day, my friend was like, "Do you know that this is your job?" So guy got so angry. Said, "This is your job. This is what you do for a living. You're
And let before we even
Be
go
good at
full
your
in deep,
job.
maybe you guys are killing me. Before we give them too much, guys, stay tuned. On the further episode, we're going to give you more about this apartment. So that was just a tidbit. A
I will
tidbit.
I will spearhead that because I have a lot to say. And hopefully I would have moved by then.
okay." See,
So remember, whether you're talking to your friend, giving your opinion, sharing your thoughts on socials, or selling dreams to someone, just make sure it's a sweet Lamba. Thank you very much.